Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the black man's thought and the nerd lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And I am the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, what's up, what's up?
What's good, bro?
Black Anime Podcast number 202. We back in this.
That is
What's
back.
poppin'?
So we are back. We are back. What's good, bro? What's good? What's good?
Well, what's good? Let's step into vibe, guys, because let's talk about it. All right, it's been a trying couple weeks, to say the least.
Yes, it had.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
has.
Yeah, since the last record session, it's been a couple of weeks of various
It's been a
up
lot.
and down,
Yes.
up and down situations and stuff like that. Anything you wanna chat and let off or vent or chat about these last couple of weeks? Because it's been a kind of up and down situation with you.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot on a personal level. Back to back. It's been a lot.
So going, I want to say all the way back to, because what was I think we took we took a week off. I think the week before the test, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did not record that in last week of July.
Yeah.
I had my virus road test, which I did pass.
Yep, bless. Now let's start off with that. Claps all around. Congratulations. My son been working mad hard and all that shit. So he reaped the benefits of working mad hard over time, putting in that practice work, and he reaped the benefits, got the success. Bless.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy about that. I'm definitely happy about that.
Yep. I was one on the upper levels of things.
That was basically like the only high point that week.
Yeah.
That was only a high point that week.
And then from that point, it started bouncing here and there.
Here and there, indeed.
Yep. We was both going through different situations with folks, back and forth with different situations. My mom was having issues and stuff, and we both kind of had to step up and help stuff around the house and whatnot.
Oh, definitely, man. Okay. I'm like, all right.
Yep. And kind of step up of those weeks in general, and kind of having to handle stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. And beside all that, how's work been on your end?
Work has been trash.
Yeah.
It's been even that too. These last couple of weeks getting on my nerves.
Yeah. They ain't let up on no kind of situations that's going around here.
Man, not to doing stupid stuff and making more work on somewhere.
Yeah.
And today.
Damn, today too.
Day two. They were irking my nerves for like the last 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, it's. I guess it seems like it don't let up, because the moment you take a couple time off, and then you come back in, you come back straight through the fire.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking around like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Sounds like you just became pretty much that gift where you the gift from Community, where you walk in with the pizza and everything's on fire.
Yep, I'm gonna stick my butt right down and eat the pizza. We doing
Shit.
it. That's what we doing.
Hey, they gonna learn. They gonna see that you left out the formula, and then if they don't follow the formula and everything in flames, then that's on them, right?
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I was like, how am I explaining this to you? And you own this.
Exactly. I don't. Shit. If I gotta explain this any further, then raise my pay.
Exactly.
Shit. My end with work has been specifically today. Something has been flipped up and down, because this week was the week that they were setting up for to get ready to start doing Saturdays, because since the last time we recorded, they made the weird stupid announcement that they were gonna start opening up on Saturdays and stuff like that.
Oh.
But the situation that has happened today throws that kind of in flux right before they're about to start doing Saturdays and stuff like that, because they were talking about how specific insurance that was giving them like a high amount of payment for the gear has like now flipped on them, as it's turned now that they're giving like 50% of the money that they were given for the year before. So now that that's happened, ideally they told everybody that they can't work overtime anymore, because they can't pay for people to do overtime anymore. This doesn't affect me, because I haven't done overtime in a long time. I've been coming in and doing my regular hours, and I've been leaving at my regular time. So it never affected me, pretty much. And that's been my mood since pandemic time. So that situation has happened. So that throws everything in flux. So that makes it even curious for the people now, because they were forcing people pretty much to do Saturdays, and now there's no money in the budget people to do overtime and shit like that. So that throws everything now right out of flux right before Saturdays was gonna start this Saturday. So,
well, guess ain't nobody doing that.
yeah, I'm like, the saga, like, people was already ready to do overtime extra stuff to cover for their not showing up on Saturdays and stuff already. But then they sent out that email today, and I was asking the same people who was gonna start overtime pretty much today, and I threw everything out of whack. I was like, so y'all still doing that? And they like, obviously no. So that's been pretty much the saga for the last, couple weeks. Between that and then my trainee, like right between the end of
your trainee, I forgot about that.
Oh no, that's a whole saga between her and then her, like, after that test that was pretty much a failure, she came back, like, they put her with me for like an extra week or two for to cover over some stuff again. And then, like, right between the time where she was about to get like another exam and stuff like that, she talked to her old boss and stuff like that, and she got herself transferred back into that stuff that she was doing from before. So she got transferred back into her old stuff to do. She was actually getting paid a bit more for that situation, so she went back there. It was less hours, but then she also has a side thing that she's doing that's pretty much helping to fix all that out. So she kind of got the benefit of that old deal. So that was yeah. Ultimately, it came to kind of like a waste of time. On training. So that flipped up and kind of left our system to go back to the other stuff. I was kind of the end of the trainee saga, right in the middle of that.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yep. And then they added to my workload on, like,
of course they did.
Yeah. Now I got to on the off days of when one of my coworkers is out. Well, like, she was in a different department, but when one of my coworkers is out, when it comes to doing like external authorizations for people to get stuff done outside of the facility, now that situation falls on me for the days that she's out, pretty much now.
You're her backup.
Yep. So that adds to that as well. Beside that, that's pretty much been that. I've been working towards building up, covering what I need to cover for next week when I go off to California. Yep. Next week I'm setting up best man duties and stuff like that for the bro wedding. That's good for the most part, but that between whole situation and fixing that up, waiting for mom to feel better and stuff like that, that's kind of been the bouncing around situation for the most part.
Feel better.
No, she's a lot better than she was the last couple of weeks when I was helping and stuff like that. Everything acting up at that point, but she a lot better now. She bouncing back around. Yep. And Mama Duke's feeling better and stuff like that.
Yeah, moving good.
Good. Yep. In the last couple of weeks, we've had the ups and downs, but we bounced through.
Definitely.
Yep. So, all right. On the flip, away from Vibe Guys, we are shifting over to Off the Cuff. Before I put my 2 cents in my off the cuff, do you have any off the cuff stuff you want to talk about?
Oh no, shift away.
Okay.
Put your 2 cents in, your quarters, your nickel, dimes, your penny.
All that shit. So, the off the cuff this week I wanted to talk about, and we've been talking about this for a little while because stuff has gone back and forth, and we'll touch bases back into nerd/reboot news later as well. But I wanted to talk about company mergers. We've had like brief inklings and chats about this before with other situations, but I'd like to bring it up because the topic is on the table again, since we keep talking about this HBO Max and Discovery deal that just seems to flip-flop its way in whatever situation. But yeah, company mergers. What is your thought on company mergers?
Something always gets messed up.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who's merging with what. Something always getting jacked up because one or both of the entities are trying to flex the other and trying to take good products and modify them. Products they don't like, that people, the consumers like, try their own little spin on that cause problem. And it is the politics of
that.
Yeah, it's never pleasant.
Yeah, that and the financial cleanup. So, like, ideally with this specifically talking about under the HBO and Discovery stuff like that, they've merged together, and for the most part it looked like HBO Max is taking the brunt of this stuff. Like all their properties, they try to switch over from scripted content. They trying to get rid of all that stuff. They trying to cut out like animation. This is all to offset kind of the costs that happened during the pandemic, where they was like releasing movies, and now they're not like paying towards the overall benefit of it. Like all the big time time releases. It's honestly, to see what happened with Top Gun Maverick has really shifted the culture when it comes to streaming sites. They saw like Tom Cruise waited out, and because of all the money they made, it shifted like the whole culture of these situations. So a lot of board members have been sitting there and they're kind of upset because they realize now that they've missed out on huge benefits and huge blockbuster situations, and this is taking them kind of sort of for a loop for the situation where like stuff like Top Gun Maverick, where they can wait for a long-standing sequel or reboot of a long time property and stuff like that. You can come back and you can make a lot of money off of that stuff, and they feel like they've missed the boat. So this merger is kind of to try and offset all the costs. I've heard that they want to spend more time on like reality shows because it's cheaper and it gets it's cheaper, and then it gets more and stuff like that. Like I've seen a couple of videos and they said they want to invest in the 90 Day Fiance universe.
And this is where the murder and the crap comes. Because from the business side, I get it, but no, don't. From the consumer side, it's like no.
My thing has always been that's not what we go to HBO Max for. So that really takes a damage to it. And then like one day I told you this from before, when I go into like Discovery and I look at all their content, it's like this doesn't seem like worth it on it, and to see like HBO get friggin' devoured by most of the Discovery content, and you're like, well damn, they just want to offset the cost by doing a bunch of reality shows, gonna end up hurting their subscriber bases because nobody wants to stick around. I know 90 Day Fiance is a property and stuff like that, and even Kenya, like when I was showing this off to Kenya, and her reaction was, this is not that bad. Like people do love 90 Day Fiance and shit like that, but it's like still that's not the content you come to HBO Max for, and people are people are relatively like enjoying the stuff that HBO Max was dropping, and people thought of it as like a high level of what they doing, but you don't want them to fall to the wayside like Netflix. Like Netflix is going through this restruggle and fix. Like everybody's going through a situation right now. Netflix is trying to fix and keep all their shit because their subscribers just keep dropping in a big basis. HBO Max is going through this merger and shit like that. They just announced Disney Plus and Hulu has to raise their prices.
Yep, I just saw that too.
Yeah, so like shit's going by to the wayside for every system right now.
I'm like, we're going to the whole cable thing again. Like prices are rising everywhere and everything else is going on. And like I said, you got the merger that Discovery is trying to push cost savings or cheap content and reality shows instead of just folding their content into HBO Max, keeping it moving.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And then the worst part about it is it's a lot of hearsay. So we got a lot of situations going on, and then the next day it flips flops. Like there was a lot of shows in danger, and then today you're hearing all the announcements through Twitter that like some of these shows are saved and some of these shows are not saved, and tomorrow another announcement that says it shows on the chopping block and it's not going forward. It's a lot of you don't know what's being kept, what's being thrown out. People are saying they're safe one day and then they go on the next day. It all kind of like stemmed from that Batgirl movie being canceled when it was already completed, and then there was a lot of arguments that that it didn't test too well, and they was talking about it's a bad version of TV. But then you hear all this stuff about the Flash and the Flash being test run, and it's not too bad, but yet they're still running this shit even though Ezra Miller is pretty much a war criminal at this point. Even though the news today that WB had the audacity to, in the middle of they said during this summer, while he was already racking up charges before the summer started, they somehow got this guy in whatever freaking studio. I can't put it in my mind where like by the summer my son was already running a cult and like beating people up and all this other shit, and they still did reshoots with him. And I'm like, y'all had the audacity to look this guy in the face, not call the cops, not nothing, put him in the suit, and it still filmed lines. Like what kind of weird propaganda is this shit? Y'all didn't call the cops or nothing, y'all just filmed shit. Like everybody was safe with filming shit with this guy.
As long as it's making money,
that is
they gonna do the dirt.
At this point, that sounds like accessory to a crime, man. That
probably is. Somebody gonna get put in jail for it at some point down the line.
That's what I'm saying. It can't be Ezra alone. Like this is some that team around R. Kelly type shit. Like I don't like
just like that.
Like I cannot fathom the mere fact that they said that they were filming shit in the summer. they are determined, especially to, like, I understand if they was doing reshoots without him to try and see if they could offset situations. They put more scenes of him, like that little shit that they dropped this morning that said they had 3 options and the last option was to cancel the film. They're not doing that. That's absolutely impossible. If they started filming more shit while his shit was piling up this week, they don't care.
Somebody high up in the chain wants this movie to happen.
Ridiculous. At this point, that's cutting the mustard, man. My son is grooming children, got war crimes, walking around with AK-47s to go through the streets and all this crazy shit that just keeps piling up every week. Going robbing places and shit like that. Like, yo, he wants to be every DC villain in the book. I'm probably waiting for this nigga to pull a Lex Luthor and pull out a super suit that's blowing through the city or some shit.
Exactly. And for that, to do all that, somebody sees some money in a dollar sign somewhere. Somebody is pushing this.
Yeah,
somebody
because
high up.
I get a lot of people saying he got a lot of scenes with Michael Keaton's Batman. It's like, at this point I don't give a shit. Isn't at this point this movie not that serious? They acting like this shit is Endgame.
That's somebody feels that way, and
they said they still got they got their new official 10-year plan for DC that they want to start fresh and go all the way to shit. And I'm like, at that point, just can everything and just work from scratch, man. I mean, they $90 million was thrown straight in for the Batgirl movie, and they just deleted that without a care in mind. Everything was completed. They could have put that somewhere, and they just didn't care. And they tidal waved that whole shit, and they decided to eat the cost. But this Flash movie is so incredible, and they decide to still like go with the flow with this. And I was like, bro, this ain't it.
You know, but the BS that goes with merger.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep on trucking with this.
Yep, it's all about the money.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah. But I'm so curious to see how HBO Max is about this time ideally next year.
Yeah, mind you, I'm not advocating for any of this, but corporations suck.
Oh yeah,
they're all about money. They're gonna try to get that money any way they can. They don't care.
At the end of the day, and I'm thinking about this all the time, but like at the end of the day, when you think about your favorite company or something like that, at the end of the day, you always got to be reminded that it's a business. So they're going to make money whether you are happy about which direction they're going at all. Like if you say like Marvel is shooting out so much content and stuff like that, it like waters down the value of all their shows or something like that. It's like that's content. They're gonna do it anyway. Like if you want to boil it down to like maybe keeping a fandom a certain amount of things, it's like it's content. They're just gonna push out content. If you don't like the content, there'll be different content that'll come out eventually that you'll probably like. It's like,
that's just it. Like I said, as long as it's not messing with their money or their corporate image or their public image, corporation don't care.
Or even if it messes with their corporate image, they'll keep on trucking. I'm pretty sure everything that comes with Ezra Miller is fucking up their corporate image. But it's like something about this movie is so fire that it'll defeat Endgame somehow. So there you go.
I don't know. I haven't really seen them. It's been mostly him. I haven't seen anybody coming for WB or Discovery. Probably why they keep pushing this.
I don't know, man. The WB's whole reshaping and shit like that. They like all of their properties. They trying to flip flop, erase, keep around. I don't know what the hell they doing.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyways, that's the end of company mergers for today. We shift over to small subsection discussion with I'm gonna generalize this stuff because this is a lot. It's been a couple of weeks and a lot of shit has happened between San Diego Comic-Con, which is a whole bunch of shit.
Just like, generalize, bro. Generalize.
Yeah, because San Diego Comic-Con gave us a washout. Like, we thought going into San Diego Comic-Con that we was gonna get some news about Marvel. Marvel dropped while DC was here and this was before the company mergers and shit. Like, they were like, we gonna talk about our 2 movies that's coming up. We got Shazam and Black Adam. Which is, DC was down bad before this merger and this whole like reshaping and shit like that. Like Shazam was one of the interesting movies that was coming up. People enjoyed the first one, so they was riding the wave of that. And that dropped a new trailer. And then we had Black Adam, where The Rock came in with a WrestleMania style entrance into the building, and shit was all Gucci until they brought up some news about Superman, and then they got The Rock of all people booed. So DC was down bad in the situation. And then you got Marvel over here who's planning ahead all the way to like 2025 with their next Endgame property with Secret Wars and shit like that, lining a whole bunch of shit. They gave us the Wakanda Forever trailer. They did. They ate up like animation, like they're in their multiverse going on with Spider-Man and Daredevil mania going off. Like Daredevil is going to pop up in a bunch of shit. Kingpin going to pop up in a bunch of shit. Like a lot of shit's going on, and a lot of shit positive is working in Marvel.
Is Gucci.
And Feige they trust, because they gonna continue trucking, and shit's just out of San Diego Comic-Con. Who owns the shit will always be Marvel. So if y'all all trying to step up on that Marvel path, y'all got to step up in the way they can. And honestly, they still got D23 coming up, where they got more news coming. So you ain't bodying the Marvel plan. The Marvel plan got that shit on lock.
Yeah, Marvel's doing great.
As you would expect, Marvel doing great. DC down bad.
Yeah, this ain't DC year.
DC sounding like DB for down bad, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that was kind of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Crunchyroll Expo. Crunchyroll showing that if you thought Marvel and Disney was bad, Crunchyroll is the anime equivalent of Disney now, because they just, every time you hear about Crunchyroll, they eating something else. They ate the combination from Funimation. They eating they merging with Sony that made them the powerhouse they is. Now they eating up right anime stuff, so they got the merch going on. Everything is going right for Crunchyroll except for their video player. Honestly, if they just eat something that has a better video player so they can have better quality in their video, stuff like that.
Took Funimation's video player.
Nope, they still have their same old shit. So I just don't like, they just got to configure that. Of all their mergers and shit like that, I don't understand why they're not changing up the one thing that everybody has been complaining about, and that's their own video player. But beside that,
another one, use Funimation's player.
Yeah, but beside all that, if you look at the content, and the content that is even coming even more, because they now are adding even more classic and big time super movies when it comes to like the anime history and stuff like that. And they're slowly adding anime movies that just recently come out, and they're the ones getting them into the States, and now they're flipping them over into like into their own content. Like the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that came out less than a year ago is already going to be on the Crunchyroll platform in full now. It's like they're working this shit fast, and you're gonna get content faster and stuff like that, and they're working on their own dub house and stuff like that. They got control over like big anime properties like Chainsaw Man dropping in October feeding anime fans something super well, so we're gonna be like super well with all the returns and all the major comebacks and everything. Like October is gonna be the best part of this year by far none. But the Crunchyroll Expo has proved that Crunchyroll got this shit in a bag. Like they got their own everything. They just need to fix that video player and they'd just be Gucci. But they're definitely running close to a monopoly, because every time you hear about Crunchyroll, they're starting to eat something else.
Oh yeah, they want to be the Netflix and anime. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, and their competition is Netflix, so they're still making sure that they're eating just right. If they just figure out a video player that can match up to either Disney or Netflix itself, then they'll be straight shot to the moon. Because what was it? Yesterday I decided to just hop on Crunchyroll and look through the content they have, and once again, ain't nobody touching they shit. Like you completely forget sometimes when you hop up into Crunchyroll what they honestly have, and then you just go through that shit and you like, damn, look at this great content. They just got a bowl of this shit. Like they just got Dragon Ball Z sitting there, part of their shit. And it's like,
just fix your player. Just fix the player.
Facts, and then you're solid gold. Honestly, at that point. So that's it. Crunchyroll Expo was great. Just a big fest and just showing off their major work. So that was good. And then the last bit of reboot and nerd news in general that I have is just the DC disasters that we was talking about. That's just been going on. So DC it's not, but they gonna go forward and shit like that. And they got 2 movies coming out this year, and the worst part about it is they're kind of under that Snyderverse property. So honestly, we just got to see if Black Adam overall is worth a damn. Because if it is, they're gonna ride that wave and just keep going forward with that.
DC is
they're gonna have to. I mean, this is now hopefully going forward, they're on their 10-year path. So hopefully they're actually thinking ahead. So by 2032, maybe they'll have the New Age Justice League. They're ready with Justice League, the reboot #1 movie while Marvel ready for their sixth Avenger movie. They by that time that they coming out with that shit and they 10-year plan, Marvel gonna be in their like 12th Avenger movie by that time.
Probably.
Shit, that's gonna be the down bad of it. But hey, I guess they better late than never, and this means super late.
Yep. They gotta do.
Yep. So they'll work around that. All right. So shifting off for the main segment, and it's gonna be a long go through with this one. So it's time for the main event. The main event segment, third segment, we back with Comfy Couch off my co-host call. We gonna do 2 episodes of both, the classic and the reboot. We step into the Ghostwriter retrospective out here.
Yeah, here's the fast facts. I'm jumping right in.
Yep. I got some fast facts around. All right, so the OG 92 of the fast facts. So just a bit, we got children's mystery TV created by Liz Nealon. We got this working under like PBS, BBC, and Children's TV Workshop produced. We got this show with 3 seasons, 74 episodes, going from 92 to 95. Filmed actually in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. So we got Brooklyn kids solving ghost crimes pretty much. So we can step up into the OG right now with episode 1, Ghost Story Part 1.
Yeah. So the episode opens with the throwback Children's Talent Workshop logo.
Yep.
Yeah, that took me back. Ooh,
with also that commercial collab or that opening that gave me classic Nick vibe.
Right, yep. Thanking the sponsors and viewers like us. Appreciate it. Right. So next we get our intro to Jamal and his dad.
Bruh, this shit took me for a loop already. So we got into this shit and we see the father and son duo, and I was like, wait, that's Samuel L. Jackson? I was like, hey, yo, whoa. Oh, and then, hair and everything. I was like, oh, no, this is what? Is this classic early time Sam J?
Yeah, man. Throwback.
Because this is 92. I would ideally say this is, when did, I'm trying to remember, when did Coming to America drop? Because that's around the time where he was getting his, like, early roles in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Coming to America, what are we talking? 88?
Okay, so, like, not too far off. He was known and recognized and shit like that. So getting him in this, especially the very start, is pretty popping.
Yeah. So going on here, so they're in the basement and they're looking for a trunk because his sister is leaving for college.
Yeah, and this chest belonged to the great grandparents.
Right. So Jamal was basically asking why is there so much stuff, and his pop said because his grandma can't throw things away. And so while stuff is going on, Jamal finds an old hat, and his pop's like, I guess neither can you. And so then they find the trunk, and Jamal looks at it and says it's really old, and his pop says it belongs to his great grandfather Ezra. Yeah, of all names.
Yeah. You see how shit be spinning. No. But that's Black Ezra. Don't worry about him. Y'all got to worry about white Ezra.
So they take the trunk from where it was, and then we get our first intro to Ghostwriter. We see him come out of a book, and then we see him swooshing all over the room until he lands on the letters on the back of Jamal's shirt, spelling out positivity. And then that's happening as Jamal and his father are holding the trunk out of the basement.
And then we get our opener.
And this is definitely something from 90s PBS era.
Yeah, for sure. That shit gave me feels classic as fuck with the Harlem style of all kinds of music and transitions.
Yep. Channel 13, stand up. Oh my goodness! Plus here in New York City, that's what it was.
This was vibes of local TV where you don't got to have that cable for that shit.
Yeah, this definitely took me back. And then so the next thing we see some dudes, some mass doing. I have no idea.
Yeah, because the kids going into the park to see aliens.
I don't know, but then we see Jamal who's coming from the store, so he got a bag with him. He peeps the dudes and he goes to see what the heck they doing.
As a black kid, this threw me off with Jamal, because Jamal checked it out and then he left and then he started checking it back even further. I was like, my nigga, what you doing? If I'm seeing shit like that, I'm walking, bro.
Yep. And then so they see him, and then like you said, he pops back in and he checks some more. I'm like, what?
If they see me, I see them. I'm keeping walking. What are you talking about? I ain't checking back nothing, bro. Before you get snatched up.
I was like, what in the get out is going on here?
Facts. Jamal was trying to get caught up.
Right. So next, then we see Jamal coming into his house, and we get our intro to his mom. mom, as well as his sister, Denitra. So Denisha's basically asking her mom if she's seen her bracelet. Mom's just like, why would I have your bracelet?
They was going back and forth, and Jamal came in the middle of that shit. He was like, I'm tired.
Yep, and then Denitra goes to ask her pops like, I can't close the trunk, and pops clapped back like, yo, did you try jumping on it 3 or 4 times?
Yeah.
I was like,
I was yelling from the roof.
Yeah, I'm over here cracking up. And then Denitra tells Jamal that she left her computer in his room for him and tells them not to break it. And so as she's going back up the stairs, he mocks her.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man.
Definitely family vibe.
Yeah. And so after this, we get our first intro to Grandma Jean.
Mm-hmm.
So she thanks Jamal, for getting the stuff from the store. And then she says she's making a caramel cake. And Jamal asks, hey, can I get some of this cake or is this for Denitra? And he's like, Grandma was like, yeah, this will go in the way cake for Denitra. And Jamal's feeling a certain type of way. You can tell it by his face. And then so he goes back up to his room now. And he turns on the computer.
Man, when he cut on this old ass computer, I was like, throwbacks to the fatback.
Son, the fatback.
The fatback. I was like, oh shit.
Right? And so he starts typing on the computer to my hello computer. And then we see Ghostwriter pop out from his shirt.
Yep.
Switches around the room again. And then he highlighted something at this point, highlights something on the wall. And so as Jamal, not noticing, is typing on the computer, telling the computer, hey, my name is Jamal. And he just interacted with the machine. And then he happens to look up and he sees the flashy stuff on the screen. He sees the flashy stuff on the wall.
Yeah, the Ghost was just vibing in the sign at first, but then he just hopped up in the computer to get better attention.
Yeah, he looked and says, don't fool with the cool. I'm like, it's flashing. I'm like, oh, nah. Jamal Jamal was shook. He was like, oh, nah.
At least he's more shook now instead of that time when he was, I guess, interested in the fucking aliens.
And then so we see Ghostwriter jump in the computer, and then we see on the computer screen it says, help where the children. We like,
what?
Jamal's already freaked out from the whole flashy screen at the wall. He looked at his computer
too, shit.
And Ghostwriter asks, are they all right? And Jamal is just like, yeah.
This is not the job for me.
He's like, Denitra.
Yeah.
Because he is like, what is really going on?
Fact.
And so he calls in Denitra. He's like, yo, Denitra, did you see what's on the screen? Like, no, bro.
Yeah, she can't see nothing.
Say nothing, son, nothing. He's like,
you don't see the words right on the screen?
Nah, bro. She's like, nah, look at the screen, son. Look at it. It say words. It says help.
Yeah, you
and
can't see none of that shit. You blind?
She's like, nah, all I see is a blue screen of death, son. I don't see nothing.
You tricking out, man.
Yeah, so he still sees down the screen. It's like, Son, originally, son just unplug it. He's like, nah.
Yeah, Jamal thinks it's a trick and plugs that whole shit out.
Yeah, he's like, we not doing this. We are not doing this.
So my shit acting up, and apparently I'm tweaking.
Yeah, someone was trying to remove it. He was like, nah.
Nope.
He's like, yeah, clip, powerful. Like, I ain't no more. They need to take this back.
Yeah, so when he was done with that, his sister called him for help, and that's when the Ghostwriter decided to hop up in his bag.
Yep, son hopped out of the computer and popped right up in his bag. So I moved fast.
Yeah, Ghostwriter ain't playing. Like, Ghostwriter trying to get some help.
So on the next scene, we get our first intro to Alex and his sister Gabby.
Yep.
So it looks like they're walking to school. They're walking to school. They're chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Alex ain't feel like babysitting his little sister, so you know how that go.
Yeah.
And so Alex he dips around the corner. Mm-hmm. Gabby goes down to tie her shoe, and somebody swiped her bag.
This is not somebody, aka one of them aliens. Like,
yeah, what is doing?
That niggas running amok, man. They ran up on Gabby and stole her shit and walked and ran off. So this is definitely classic Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy. She called for Alex. Alex ain't nowhere to be found. Yo, Gabby
called Gabby whole ass lacking in the bright. How the fuck these niggas wearing alien costumes in the bright ass morning? Done robbed somebody and kept it pushing. Like, damn.
Then I caught Gabby slipping. So next week we see Jamal in his daytime, and he see the place where those dudes was with the mask was last night. Mm-hmm. And we see Ghostwriter. He done popped out of the bag and he's like, yo, I'm here, son. I'm here. Yep. Jamal has a little flashbacks of what happened last night. Oh, I don't believe what I just saw. So he going in investigating stuff. Like, you're leaving well enough alone, Jamal.
Yeah, that's Scooby doing right now.
Yeah, he's like, there's a mystery solved here.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then so he bumps into, and we get our intro to Lenny.
Yep, and the freak.
Yep.
Who ends up taking the ghost in her bag, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Ghostwriter done dipped into her bag at this point.
Ghostwriter hopping around like a bouncing ball.
Yes, he is. And, so they had the little intro here, and then they break ways.
Yeah, Jamal and Lenny was flirting a bit, and then they did.
They sure was.
Mm-hmm. That gave me flirt vibe.
Yeah, they definitely was. Like, what's going on here?
And then after they dipped, Jamal ended up surveying where he seen the aliens last night and find something.
Yeah, he finds a button and a sheet with a code.
Yeah, finds gibberish as well in code.
Yep. Dab toe.
Yeah.
Okay, so he finds that along with the paper.
Yeah, and then we cut to Lenny.
Yeah.
I said because I guess she lives in Brooklyn that they already starting this, but Lenny trying to rap.
Yeah, so she put a pen to paper. She trying to make a banger happen.
Alright, whatever.
I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying she trying.
She like I live in Brooklyn. I'm gonna make it work. And then
Listen,
later it kind of makes more sense when you look at who her father is.
Yeah, right. So it makes like I'm like, okay, good. All right, so she out here getting her notes together. She
said she trying to get out the hood.
she writing her lyrics, and then so Ghostwriter done come out of the bag and son on the book, and son done messed up all her words.
Yeah, I would have been high. Imagine you had homework that you had to write a certain amount of pages. You got Ghostwriter then took all your shit and jumbled it up into one paragraph. I'm like, nigga, I was done.
And then at this point, he's looking for Jamal, and Liddy, like, what is going on? So
you looking for Jamal? You looking for Jamal, but you left Jamal for me. What?
Man, she chucked that book. She's like, nah, well, we not going.
I said the ghost was not with the gentrified rap.
Yeah.
Said them balls was whack.
Yeah, in classic fashion, she done picked up a stick and tapped in the book because she's like, nah, we not doing this.
What oogie boogie is this, my nigga?
She was like, nah, we are not doing this. So she opened back up the book and she see what she wrote. She's like, all right, let me grab this book.
She was freaked out, but she
didn't do it. She did. It's doing shit again. Oh, nah. And then the Ghostwriter writes, Lenny fights for what's right. And Lenny was like, you know what? She's like, I'm over. You know what? I don't know what this book doing. I'm going to grab my bag, and you know what? I'm gonna just fall back a little bit.
Listen, I'm convinced that the Ghostwriter got a hint of Zordon in it. This has got to be the origins of the child laborers, because he hopping in with these lines talking about Lenny fights for what's right, and Jamal here with the word, and you're trying to help the children and shit like that. Oh, this is the secret message of Casper, huh? You trying to recruit niggas, huh? You trying to recruit niggas early, huh? Zordon, is you?
The origins.
I mean, Zordon did say, Alpha, send out my message across the system, and and the way how Ghostwriter kind of moving, that look like zapping spirits. So I don't know, man. Maybe this is Casper on the low.
And next thing we get we see their middle school. Zordon hosts the middle school, and then we see Maul, and he's going to his locker, and he pulls out a letter. His son was like, near the park after dark. You were there, so beware. They looking for you, son.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what you put your face out there for it. And then I knew this was classic public school, because in the background you got the classic photos on the wall in public schools of the famous black people.
And then we see Lenny pull up, and she's like, "Yo, Jamal,
Lenny pressed the hell out of Jamal."
She did.
He pressed, and he had pressed her back on the note. He's like, "What you put in my locker?"
Right. She's like, "You made these words in my book swirl around." Nah, son, what's really good?
Jamal said, "Do I look like a magician? What the fuck you talking about?"
She's like, listen, the book did things, and the book wasn't doing things before. Until I met you, this book wasn't doing nothing but having the words I wrote in it. I don't know what's going on. You better explain to me what's going on.
Honestly, also at this point, I realized, and I put in my notes, I said, they all act better than Troy from Megaforce. Just want you to know that. These kids are showing you some acting chops. Like, we talk about this is some local TV shit. Just remember, it's done in 92. Niggas in 2010 apparently don't know how to act anymore.
For real, man. They doing good here. And then so they trying to figure out, it's like, yo, he's like, you saw it too? You saw the Ghostwriter? Oh, shoot. And then he starts giving her the clues that he got, the toe button, and the cipher code paper.
So the ghost popped out and shifting words in spots no one can see but the kids.
Yep, that's what's going on. And he's like, listen, I only know a little bit. He's like, yo, come to my house. We gonna figure this out, because something's going on here, and I don't know where it is. But like you said, at your point, we saw, as it together in the school, we saw a Ghostwriter then popped out again. He's like, I'm here. I'm gonna mess up these words real quick.
Facts. Only you guys can see it anyway, so there you go.
Yeah, he just wrote it out. Careful after dark, my children. So he's like, listen, like after dark, shady stuff going on around here.
He the words of Casper.
Like you said, they're the only one that can seem to be seeing it, because there was somebody there signed up for some kind of team, and they ain't noticed nothing. Yep. And it's like, oh, this is just my life. We the only ones that can see it too. Oh man, bro, we only middle school. This can't be life.
Fact.
And then so next scene we see Gabby talking at the store, talking to her pops.
They definitely at the bodega.
Oh yeah, they definitely got the bodega. Yes, sir. And she's telling her how her bag got stolen.
Yep. And Dad was pressing the hell out of Alex for his sister getting robbed.
Oh yeah, son, of course. I was like, yo, where was you at, son?
Facts,
was
yo.
good.
What you mean your little sister got robbed and he was nowhere to be seen, bro? What if she got snatched?
Right?
It's Brooklyn, my nigga. What you doing?
Like some pops was like, nah, bro, this ain't it. This ain't it. Look,
Watch her,
you supposed to keep an eye on her. I ain't trying to hear nothing you trying to say right now about nothing.
Yeah, Gabby was
you got one job.
Gabby was trying to defend her brother and everything. Like, nah, it was my fault, shit like that. He like, nah. Your big brother was with you the whole time. Like, where was your big brother at? Like, if anything had happened to you, that's on him.
Yep. Mom was like, hold this ready, son.
Facts. That's how you know it's a true family business type bodega. Alex finished his work in freaking middle school and hopped right on the register.
Yeah, and then see Lenny, and Lenny's like, yo, give me this stuff, bring it up. And we see that from the conversation between Lenny and Alex loves business.
Yep. And in the middle of them bringing shit up, we hear a band going off upstairs.
Yep, dude. And Pops is already stressed about it.
Yep. And then we go upstairs to find out who's going, because this is an eccentric band full of different folks all in there. But then when Lenny heads up, we find out about Lenny's dad and his band.
Yeah, this is Lenny's dad and his band. We meet them. It's like, okay, right? Like, can I play an instrument too? Can I get in on this? Like, get on this co-host. We get in on it.
Yeah,
rock band style.
Shit, it looked like they was accepting anybody to hop up on this group, because they had a whole bunch of different people all mixed together and shit like that. It looked interesting.
Right, so they had their whole conversation. Gabby asked Pops, like, yo, I'm going to Ball House. And he's like, right down the block. Good. Yeah, we good. Just be back for dinner.
Yeah, he lets her go free to practice. But overall, he giving good pop vibe.
Oh, yeah. She wanted to grab that cookie. He was like, nah.
Not before no.
Yes, sir. No. So next scene, we see Jamal at his house. But like I said, Papa Samuel and the rest of the crew getting ready to take his sister off to college.
Yeah, sis heading off to college, and it's just going to be Jamal and Grandma.
Yeah, man. All right, so they're leaving. Jamal and his feelings.
Yeah.
You don't hear one show it.
Yeah, definitely vibes older sister about to go away. He trying to fake punk that he not going to miss his sister. She came around, she like, I ain't playing that boo-boo, I'm about to be gone.
Yeah, like, don't be acting up.
Yeah, don't be big front, yo.
Right? Exactly. Don't. And then so she leave. They dip out. Now just him and Grandma. Grandma's like, listen, that's gonna be you soon. Like, your 6 years going through like a blip.
Don't we know it? Damn.
Yep.
Time be flying.
And then Lenny pops up.
Yep.
He's like, yo, Grandma, this Lenny, my friend. Grandma's like, oh, okay. I see you.
Nah, bro, this whole scene threw me for a fucking loop for a 92. I said, hey, yo, Grandma, let a wild girl just go upstairs with the young boy unchaperoned. It's crazy to me.
So we in the 90s. This is the thing.
Even the 90s, that don't sound viable. Like, Grandma just let a white girl they just go upstairs alone with the young boy unchaperoned. Nah, especially from Grandma.
But you know Grandma was gonna check in.
She gonna check in. But that still don't sound right. Like, the door was closed and everything. Like, Grandma had to knock to get in. Like, nah, this felt like a whole Bizarro World situation.
I don't know. I think we might be speaking from 20s terms. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They was doing some other shit. Closed doors in somebody else's house with Grandma?
That's a whole
Bob.
That's a whole extra side debate in this whole.
And then Grandma letting this white girl go upstairs? Like, something about war flashbacks would have been flicking in my head.
Like I said, this is we can dig into this.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole other process, but we can continue with the episode. That shit definitely threw me for a loop, because I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Grandma, very nice.
Yeah.
Too nice.
So Jamal showing them the clues. They trying to figure stuff out. Typical stuff, you know. They really trying to figure this out.
They're looking into the computer and figuring out the ghost stuff.
Yeah. So we see Grandma. Grandma's like, Grandma's like, I'm going to the store.
Yep. See? What? Leave your unchaperoned and home alone? Nah, what?
And then we see Ghostwriter over there looking up and down the list of groceries that Grandma got written down to get. And some come back on the screen. He was like, what is cornflake? And out of all the questions, that's what you asked Ghostwriter? What is cornflake?
Ghostwriter. I don't know what era Ghostwriter from, but Ghostwriter asking these weird questions.
Yep. He's like, what in the world is cornflakes? I'm like, son, you asking, you mess with.
At this point, they asking mad questions to the ghost in rebuttal, but the ghost can't hear.
Yep, they yelling at him. It's like he's like answer me, bitch.
Pretty much, yeah. Like was good. I'm yelling to the ether. We yell at.
Yeah, it's like, do you want me to scream louder?
Facts, like I'm hollering in this computer. Like what's going on?
He's like, why y'all not answering? What's good? And then they finally put 2 and 2 together. Like, yo,
right. So at that point, pretty much that ends the episode. My version that I was watching don't have an ending, so just kind of move on forward from that. Was the version you was watching? Did it come with the ending or something?
No, it didn't. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. All right. So switching over, my final impressions on this first episode. Black-led show in New York City is vital to the history of so many things. I know this was important by the time that shit was. Young black people heading off for shows always popping to me. This show is all about the throwback feel for show and low-key diverse in many households. Alex family, Hispanic family holding a bodega, a spa pin, black families just sending off to college, beautiful thing to see. White families integrated with this shit, working with bands and shit like that. The diversity off the charts here. Shit fire. It's in many households that tackles and show off. The mystery of the ghost and what it wants keeps the intrigue of going into the next episode for sure.
Yo, definitely. So this first episode is of this, and this gave me a classic Brooklyn vibe. This probably is what started my love for mysteries and visual novels.
I believe that. Especially if you going through a time before cable and all that shit. Especially if you literally at grandma's house or some shit like that. Like this is definitely it.
This definitely brought the detective in. Yeah. So for our next,
we're gonna step into ghost story part 2.
Yep. So we get our recap.
Yeah, they called the facts. So that was an interesting kind of way to integrate the run back to find out what's going on from the first episode.
Yeah, that's like Steve wasn't the first one, but so yeah, we get our recap of what happened, and they start busting out the facts.
Yeah,
we figure out everything that happens. Like, yo, this is what happened. First thing we see Jamal, and then we see Ghostwriter. He's trying to figure out stuff. It's like, yo, this is all that happened. This is what went down. This is where we at, son. So Gabby getting her bag swiped again.
Yep.
And just basically, we got a quick little recap.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, get your case book, so you gonna need it.
Oh yeah, going into this episode for sure.
Yeah, they're like, yo, son was like, to the whole cornflakes thing. Like, yo, why y'all answer? They yelling at the screen. And they're like, yo, and he's like, answer me. They're like, yo, we trying, son. We yelling. What you want us to get louder?
Right.
Yep. Like,
so we enter the kids trying to help, but grandma definitely coming up to give them a snack and just check up on what the hell's going on, because they're in the room hollering.
like, yo, what's going on? Yeah, let me go up here real quick.
Yeah, and grandma a bit caught. Once again, this shit throwing me off because grandma, they hollering in a room and grandma ain't tell them to quiet that shit down.
Like, so ain't nothing rated PG-13
I know
going on.
what y'all doing and yelling in here and with the door closed. I don't know, man. Shit giving a lot of freedom. Shit. And then they trying to explain what they see on the computer screen. Grandma ain't see nothing. So she the way how she awkwardly answered that back, that was like, all right, baby, you just y'all keep on what's going on, because baby boy Jamal and his little white friend got him acting white up in here. like y'all kind of sound like y'all lost y'all marbles and shit like that. Talk about there's something on the screen, and baby, I don't see nothing on the screen. So
you say you left it over. So then at this point,
I gotta call your parents real quick, saying you seeing shit on screens.
Right. So at this point, they kind of said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe you could try to type it on the computer."
Yep.
And so they start typing, and they're like, "Yo, the first thing I asked, like, who are you?" He's like, "I don't know."
Ghost ain't know nothing.
Yep. And they was like, so they start asking him more questions, like, "Where do you come from?" He's like, "I don't know."
Ghostwriter, like, I'm a person with no memory.
Yep,
I was a person.
Yep. So they was like, "Are you a person? Are you a ghost? What's up?"
Ghost was like, I'm definitely a guy for sure. So they was like, I was like, oh, I respect to the pronouns.
Yep.
Ghost was like, I'm a he, him.
Yep. He's like, I'm not an alien. I was a person.
I don't even know how I got into this situation, which sounds wild to me.
He's like, probably wondering how I got.
And they definitely old time, because they was like, they don't know a thing about computers. It was like, I don't know where the fuck I am.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, what's a computer? Like, oh, shit.
And then they started writing mad details back with the ghost, and the ghost write back a mean and slow ass reply of an O.
Yeah, like, yo, Jamal's room, you're in Brooklyn.
They typed out mad detail. They was like, oh, I don't know what the fuck any of that is.
He's like, did that help? He's like, nah, bro, I ain't help at all.
What the fuck is going on?
He's like, it ain't help at all.
And then the ghost started writing back kind of creepy. They was like, the ghost writing that they was like on they sad and lonely-ish. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep, the ghost, he was sad. He was like, yo, I'm feeling kind of lonely. I'm sad. I'm like, yo. So then they try to, cheer him up, bring him back. So, they finally get him back. It's like, listen, no, we'll be your friend. We here for you.
Facts.
We got your back, ghost.
And then they gonna be like, that's where we about to get the name of the show. Because they give Ghostwriter his official name.
Yep, and he was like, they're like, do you like it? He's like, yeah, I like that.
I'm with it.
It's like, I'm with it. I like name. I'm rock this Ghostwriter name. I like that. It's like, we gonna keep it. So they got their buddy back.
Yep.
So that's one part of the mystery so far. That's okay, we got a flying ghost that can write to us.
Yep.
We can only ones can see him.
So,
and then
Jamal,
so we see.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying Jamal ends up talking to himself, so he kind of leaves notes for the ghost to read because he realized the ghost can't hear what's going on, so he just leaves no ghost to kind of bounce around with.
Yeah, he was like basically saying, I got some books about city for you, so
yeah,
here
read
you go. Ghostwriter reads it, and he was like, I bet. So he going in the books, doing his thing.
Yeah, we go to Lenny, who's back with her dad, and like in the middle of when she finally gets home, dad reading up on Duke Ellington, so the dad got taste.
Right, and he cooking some good food that look like he using some seasoning, so I think we okay.
I think Lady's dad is part of the culture. I fucks with it. He definitely learned well. He make his spaghetti with the right sauce.
Right, for real.
Yeah.
Right, and so him and Lenny have a nice little conversation. Oh yeah, he definitely using seasoning.
Exactly. So she gets home and talks to her dad, and the ghosts are following pretty much.
Oh yeah, son is like, I'm here.
Yep. Then in the midst and amongst of all that, we see also Jamal playing games, and the ghost goes back to him into like that button.
Yep, like let's the app toe button, like let's.
Yep.
It's like the app toe. We saw a floppy drive too.
Everything's a throwback.
Right, and then we see take a flashback to another tab toe button. We see some kids. One of them had a game, OG Game Boy.
Yep.
So I used to go past the flashback. We see another tab toe button in a free bag.
Yeah, more and on the thing with more of the masks going down. We got more bag thieves going down in the area. Like, damn son, niggas getting robbed every second.
On that, 1 second. Whew, I'm back. Dabto trying to get my bag.
Damn.
Trying to get me. I was like, nah, son, what you not gonna do today? Maybe chase him down. Whew. Unlike this other kid who wasn't so lucky, they got him. Like you said, next scene we see Jamal. He's playing a computer game with his computer, and then the screen goes black, and then we get the blue screen.
Mm-hmm.
And what we see is Stab Toe, American Flying Sports. So Ghostwriter like, yo, bad got jacked. I'm gonna tell Jamal. And Jamal was like, what the heck is that? Then he looked at the Stab Toe button. He's like, how did he Stab Toe? I don't know what they doing, but they know.
Yep.
And then so he asked Ghostwriter, are you Stab Toe? He's like, what is Stab Toe? Jamal's like, something bad. And Ghostwriter was like, nah, son, I'm not evil. He's like, I'm a good goat.
Yeah, I'm Casper the friendly goat.
Right? Ghostwriter in his feeling. Cool. Yep. He's like, I bad? Like, I'm good ghost up in this piece. I'm out here trying to provide you Scooby-Doo level clues, son.
Fact.
And then he asked him how he found out about Dabto. He's like, I found out about another Dabto. So Jamal asked me, yo, can you travel? He's like, yeah, I can go from word to word. He's like, bet. So we go downstairs. We see Grandma Jenkins. Jamal was like, listen, I'm gonna go to the arcade real quick. So Grandma was like, yo, before you go, y'all digging up all that old stuff. Got me reminiscing. So I brought out Pop's trumpet. Brought out Pop's trumpet. So that was fire. It was a fire. I was like, ooh, yeah, nice. Yeah. So Jamal was looking at it. He's like, yeah, can I touch it? He's like, yeah.
Like, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, so Jamal was like, listen, I'm still going to the arcade. She's like, yo, don't stay out too late.
All this freedom and unshackled.
Well, are you I don't know, co-host. It sound like you, I don't know, it sound like you feel a type of way about all this freedom.
This is certainly interesting.
Oh, man.
Certainly interesting, man.
So at the arcade, we see Alec and Jamal get there. Alex is over here trying to get his high score until he realizes he is out of quarters. I felt this in my whole soul because this was definitely a thing of these arcades. Boy, this took me back again. Felt that when you ain't had no more coins and you was doing good. And, yo, the feeling of being in the arcade using the falling quarters really can't. There's no experience like that.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't know how you replicate that without actually doing it. Cause
I mean, we kind of in the era where we could just kind of keep going from there. Like look at the Shredder's Revenge, which is a recap on that shit. You just continue and keep it pushing. Right? That shit don't eat quarters.
I appreciate that time of the arcade, and that's real. That's why I like arcade.
Yeah.
It gets that throwback. But continuing on, so Jamal meets up with Alex, and he tells him about
chat about games.
They chat about games and mysteries, and then they Jamal's like, listen, I got a mystery.
Yeah.
I got one for you, bro.
He kind of chatted into Alex hyping himself about him being a mystery guy, and Jamal kind of tests him with the coded note.
Yeah, man. And so he's like, yo, I'm gonna figure this out. He's like, yes, he's like, I'm mystery, I'm in it like Velma. Go. So they're like, yo, we gonna go my spot. We gonna figure this out. So they're at Alex's spot now, and they're out here trying to figure out the note, figure out what kind of cipher it is, and they're working with it. I'll give Alex his props. Son was there. Son was like, listen, we gonna figure out this code, and he's showing Jamal the different type of codes. He's like, listen, it could be a number code like this. It could be a swap with letters. So pretty much
before our eyes, we seen a friendship form pretty much.
Oh yeah, they definitely bonded over trying to figure out.
And I said while they was going through the code, I said this show is on. It's this is where you finally get the PBS-esque of learning experience going on now. Like they giving it in full detail for like the audience to follow along.
Yeah, so it's like right. So they definitely got us.
At this point, this is giving me like reading rainbows type. Like put this shit on the screen and follow along, kind of like they're working on it, and then they got the kids at home pretty much. Ideally, if you want to, this is the way they say keep your notebooks. So it's like this is where you pull them out and kind of follow along with your own ideas,
right? And then, so they're going through it, and I'm like, and then so they figured out that part of the code is like it's not using number for letters. They were trying to figure out the word that last letters like this got a Q here, but you ain't got no U. Yeah. So they was like, nah, so we're not using substitution here, and like they letters for letters. They was okay, so they're getting closer. But like you said, you see that friendship forming. Yeah. And then we see Gabby pop up. He's like, yo, Gabby, like I heard about a spot. My bag is there. It's like, y'all, we gotta go.
Yeah, I was like, I mystery machine.
Right? Alex was like, yeah, you not gonna say hi to Jamal? Like, hi Jamal, you can come too. Let's go.
Facts. Like I don't give a fuck who Jamal is. You want to come along? We probably need another motherfucker to stomp a motherfucker out just in case,
right? And so they get to the place where Gabby heard about, and they looking around this doggone metalworks looking place. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they pop up in this spot, and Jamal's memory of the alien is triggered by Gabby's description of the people who stole the bag.
Right? That's right, the dab toe people. I'm like, no. So he gets a flashback real quick, freaky looking man.
Mm-hmm. And then they eventually find the bag, and she dips out from there.
Right? Like, I'm out. Like, I'm going to my friend's house, like, right down the block. Alex is like, listen, I ain't trying to go through what I went through this bag. So she's like, listen,
I'm going enough. I can get my ass home. Don't worry about it.
And then what they see is they see another bag.
Yeah, Jamal's memory is triggered by seeing these other bags as well. Yep. And now the ghost attaches to Alex and hops around.
Yep. Like, yeah, I saw the Ghostwriter put this on it.
Mm-hmm. And now Alex got pretty much the ghost has chosen Alex to see the shit too, because Alex can see the Ghostwriter in this writing as well.
Yep. And he throws it. He sees Alex practice splash. Ghostwriter takes that and throws it at me. He's like, Alex, left off.
Yeah, Zordon has chosen you, Alex. You are next on the list.
Yep, Alex, you are officially a part.
Yep. So that ends off the episode, and I said, so my final impression for the second episode is little by little the mystery is unraveling. I can see the educational from a PBS perspective coming in, and for sure the mystery keeps on going forward.
Yep, I like the way that they built up, they rested in the mystery. They're letting it marinate, cooking the steak.
Oh yeah, they're working with the kids at hand, and they building up their team slowly. They get we started out with our first connections with Jamal and Lenny, and now they're growing out the team with Alex, and they're getting people further on. They're building they mystery machine team.
Yes. Oh, and I'm here for it.
Yep.
Here for it.
Yep.
Right.
So this is the time we thoughts overall.
No, just thoughts on episode 2 and how.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's I connected. I like the little by little progression. Definitely, this episode proved that what the theme of the show is, just in general. I mean, it's something that you can follow along with. It's when they told you at the very beginning to get your notebooks ready. The moment they started they took that time to plaster up everything on the actual TV screen, and you could follow along. That's when you knew you had to put your thinking shit together, and they started following the code and coded language and shit like that. And they doing doing it little by little, so you ain't get all the information, but you could follow along with your notebook.
Yep, they definitely, by the time you got to the second episode, you were invested. Like, ooh, okay, I like this.
You know you working in this show, pretty much. At this point, like the first episode, there was like, all right, follow along with the story we create. The second one is, all right, now we work.
Yeah, they got your book. You're like, all right, who damn so? What's this code, son?
They told you when you get your book, you better have your book, because if you ain't following along, you're gonna be lost, bro. You just watch them do it. It's not enough.
Right? They're like, okay, we got Ghostwriter on our side. We gotta figure
gather them kids together and let it rock.
Right. So on to the reboot.
So all right. So I got a fast facts off of this too. This is a children's mystery TV show as well, produced by Sesame Workshop and Sink and Ship Entertainment, streaming on Apple TV. Obviously a reboot, started in November 2019, ongoing currently now. They have 2 seasons, 26 episodes so far. We got kids dive into the supernatural mystery as they help uncover ghost information. So we're stepping into episode 1 now, Ghost in Wonderland Park.
Wait, Ghost in name.
Yeah, I was intrigued with this first thing as well, and then we hop in. So with this one, we see the opening with the Apple TV logo pop up, and we in the town now.
Yeah, we are, right? We just get a quick overview of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of dark for Ghostwriter, and then we see Ghostwriter from a jump floating around,
energy pulling up and just disappearing.
Yeah, all up in this bookstore. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, we do okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we got this whole book theme going on here.
Yeah,
reminding me of Giles from Buffy.
Yeah, the vibes already giving me like are you afraid of the dark level, like storytelling.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It just opened out on a whole vibe type thing. It's like, instead of, definitely they shifted camera work to this feeling very movie-esque.
Yeah, they did. They definitely. So at this point, we get our first intro to Ruben.
Mm-hmm. You see Ruben, he in the hall and then this is at the beginning where I'm like, damn, Ruben already going through the struggle, because he eating in the hallway chilling, and then a teacher just straight up coming and yelling at him and shit like that. I'm like, ain't gonna even find out why he in the hallway. You just gonna start out yelling at him for eating in the hallway, like, damn.
Yep, and later we find out that's the principal.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, but all right, whatever. That's weird flex, but whatever.
Yeah, she rolled through. He's like, he's chilling, doing.
Not gonna ask why or nothing. You just gonna yell at him just sitting there. Like, yeah, obviously there's a reason why the nigga's not somewhere. So, yeah. But bygones be bygones. Fuck all that. Just yell at the motherfucker in the hall.
Yeah. Next we get our first intro to Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
His feet from the basketball.
Yeah, and Curtis is introduced pretty well, because friggin' Ruben spills his drink and Curtis slips and hurts his arm.
Yeah, so that drink, that was his suit, and Curtis busts his. Yep. Like, whoa, what a way to make. He's like, he gives him the ice pack to help with his shoulder
and the aspirin.
Yeah.
This kid built different already. What kind of young kid got soup and aspirins?
Yeah, and then so he introduced himself, and then from there we get the intro.
Yep.
Which I don't know how I feel about it.
It gives me mystery, it gives me definitely a today kind of mystery vibes going on with it. What they trying to put through.
I can see that. It's like, I don't worry, feel that every time I watch it.
It's on the trend of a lot of shows, especially streaming sites who don't really do a lot with intros. It's just like a quick in out kind of situation.
Very intense. So next we see Ruben in his room. He's talking to his video chat with his friend.
This is where the culture's coming in, because they started off reading and chatting about Naruto.
Yeah, right. You saw the Naruto posting. I was like, oh yeah, we current. Okay.
Yeah, we current for sure, because they was chatting all about that Naruto shit.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
And they talking over Zoom.
Exactly.
Yeah, he talking to his man's Kai.
Right, and they're talking back. Well, like, he's like, this place rag. I ain't got a friend.
Yeah,
all these people is lame.
Yeah, the friend that he tried to make today came at a cost of him hurting him by mistake.
Right, and then we see his mom.
Yep.
Nah, I guess friend told me not just hide.
Yeah, you talk about she talk about pretty much their life. They had to shift over. They talk about, his dad and his grandpa runs the shop, stuff like that.
Going through all this now.
Yeah, a lot of shifting things happening in Ruben life. Gotta figure out, because they in their next step. They shift over. They living with grandpa. She's trying to help grandpa figure out the shop and stuff like that. And they trying to run the library and what.
Real. Yep. And so next we quickly get our intro to Siobhan.
Yeah. Oh, and also we see some of the vibes that go down in this library, because we see Ruben take like a classic elevator down. I was like, damn, I haven't seen one of these elevators in a minute.
Yeah, you can tell this bookstore dated.
Oh, for sure. They was trying to get that old vibe straight up.
Yeah, And so we see Ruben, he hiding. You see Siobhan at the desk.
Yeah, Siobhan talking to his grandpa, and ideally the conversation kind of goes Siobhan acting like this is her grandpa.
Yeah, like it's like I ain't got no grandparents, so I adopted.
Facts. And Ruben was acting big salty about this shit. He like, well, slow your roll, because this is my actual grandpa, not yours.
Like, nah, I ain't over.
And then Siobhan trying to be little therapist, because she chatting it up with grandpa, trying to just chat about shit.
Bring out the healing, right? Then we get another cameo of Curtis, but this time along with his sister Donna.
Yep.
So they roll up in the bookstore.
Yeah, this was weird. This weird mystery vibes off of that, because they was walking and then just out of nowhere the door just opened to the library.
Yeah, and at this point, Ruben is out there hiding. He's like,
yeah, he was like, shit, I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. So Siobhan, Gabby, and Donna have a little conversation while Ruben is just sneaking around, but calls himself sneaking around. And then we see the chair. We see the chair slide.
Yeah, he bust his ass again.
Yep, knocked over Donna's juice.
Yeah, at this point, Curtis is having war flashbacks with this kid.
Right? He's like, oh no, son, not
dropping
again.
Shit again? You trying to bring my other arm, bro?
Right? And then we see that in the orange juice that got knocked down, we see the words hello. Oh no.
Yeah, like between this situation, the shit that happened in Jamal, at this point y'all looking at shit like
he's like, nah, it's time to get out. They all was like, oh,
smart.
Nah.
Everybody left. Everybody saw that shit and they was like, no.
Everybody left but Ruben. And then we see Ruben looking like he done had some PTSD because he trying to eat his food. And then he see the puddle of gravy on his plate and he was like, so I was like,
yep.
Oh nah.
He rocking out to music while his mom and grandpa talks about modernizing the shop.
Yeah. And then Siobhan brings over a cake or pop. A pop.
Yeah. She comes over with dessert pretty much, and she's bringing up like kind of grandma vibes and stuff like that. And in the middle of that, Ruben already just upset about this whole situation. He just kind of lashes out at her.
Yeah, Ruben is big man.
Yeah, Ruben's in a whole situation out here.
Right. Then so next scene we're back in school.
Yep. Curtis tests out how good his shoulder healing up.
Right. He's like, yeah. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Shows that off. While we go over with Ruben, and the ghost is fucking with Ruben at this point.
Oh, son, they is straight Ghostwriter being. If this is Ghostwriter, he being straight disrespectful right now. Cause he done flicked his fork away. He done tripped this man up. He got this man knocking down.
Whoever this ghost is, they definitely fucking with Ruben for sure. Right. They like, you gonna notice me, nigga.
Right. I'm like, damn, what Ruben do to you? I'm like, what did he do to you, my guy? What the fuck?
Yeah. So we start to see writing on a chalkboard and
talking about come together.
Facts. And Donna, Curtis, and Ruben, the only ones that can see these words.
Right.
They looking around for everybody else that has a weird reaction to the shit going on the chalkboard. Everybody chilling and walking around, and then they notice only the three of them can see what the hell's going on. It's like they like,
Ruben done popped in there like Ruben done popped. It was Donna and Curtis. They're like, oh, I see that. Yeah, I see it too.
Yeah, and Curtis straight off the bat, like Curtis is like, nah, I blame Ruben. I don't know, free shit been happening ever since I ran into you. And they looking around, and Siobhan got that big freaky face on. She like, I don't know what's going on. They look around. Yeah. They look at Siobhan. You see that shit too? And Siobhan like, no.
I don't see nothing.
And they like, nah, you big capping. You reacting like you seeing shit. We know you in on this.
Like you saw what we saw. Don't front.
Fact.
Mom was like, nah, sitting there eating her fries. She was like,
yeah, the shit that says shit on the wall that says come together.
Then she's like, I ain't manifesting this at all.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what work here.
And the next thing we know,
light flashes from the book, and this is where this show takes a whole left turn because I wasn't expecting this shit at all. All you see is a rabbit show up to school. I was like, hey, what the fuck?
A rabbit with a pocket watch. I'm like,
yeah, and not only that, Mr. W. Rabbit, but also hearing the voice, I was like, hold up, that's Neil Patrick Harris. So we already into the celebrity cameo, just like the last one caught me up with Samuel L. Jackson. Neil Patrick Harris done pulled up in this shit like a rabbit.
Right, and the only ones that can see this rabbit, he's talking them about he gonna be late.
Yeah.
And what time it is, he's like, oh, son.
Trying to find the queen. I was like, at that point, I was like, this is giving me Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Curtis is like, I'm about to exit stage left because
he said this shit too weird for me. Yeah. And then so they go back to their class and they about to take a pop quiz, and this motherfucking rabbit is messing with them big time. He messing. The worst about dealing with ghosts is the situation is you been doing regular shit and these niggas trying to take your attention and you trying to do regular shit like a test and they messing with your hand, they pushing books and shit like that, and everybody just gonna blame you because you the closest in the vicinity.
Yeah, and they did, and this rabbit is doing the most.
Facts. During pop quiz time. Come on, man.
Got Siobhan yelling.
Facts. Make it look like motherfuckers is cheating.
Yep, Ruben ain't having none of it. He over it.
Rabbit is trying everyone for help and making them all look weird.
Yo, Curtis, he looked at Curtis. Curtis looked at the rabbit, and then he looked at the teacher. The teacher gave him his paper. He got D. He ain't feeling that. The rabbit thought it was some kind of map, so he took it and crumpled it up.
Facts.
And threw it back on the desk.
The teacher was like, yo, you dead ass right now? You can't be. Curtis like, it ain't me though.
Son, he's over this rabbit. Over. And then we see Donna, she's over here petting the rabbit. And
looking like mad weird. Petting the hell out of the rabbit. They all like, what the fuck?
Yeah, then she Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Facts.
Like, damn.
So the kids come together and they find a message in Curtis' locker because they fed up this rabbit shenanigans.
Yep, and it said beginning to beginning. So it's like,
I guess we're going back to wherever the hell that is. So they about to head off. When they about to head off, they get stopped by, the group gets stopped by the principal, which I don't know. The principal's magic powers seem to be every fucking where every time this group wants to go somewhere. So they get stopped and Curtis gets pulled forward so they can have a little chit chat.
Yep, when they talk about his grades, it's like yo, that D.
Yeah,
that D means you on the B.
Facts,
son.
Facts. You're thrown completely off the basketball team for failing that one test. Like, damn, shit, man.
It's like, get it together.
Yep.
Get it together, bro. Get it together. Yep. And of course, Curtis is big.
Oh yeah, Curtis is big bad and low key embarrassed because he goes back to the team and lies about the discussion he had with the principal.
Yep, he's like, yo, my shoulder still hurt. Blah blah. He don't want to talk about it.
Nope.
He's like, nah, I'm good. Good money. I'm good. He's like, I don't want to talk about this ghost.
Yep. So the team goes back to the library and they looking into clues and stuff like that. They looking information all around to figure out what's going on. And then Grandpa pulls up saying the words beginning to beginning is from the very book
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, and thought the rabbit gave, like, I personally thought when he brought that up, I was like, yeah, the rabbit gave these similar vibes. And then it goes back to the opening about the Ghost in Wonderland. I don't know how at that time I didn't put two and two together, but at that point I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is starting to make sense.
And they go, just let go. Back. And so they go and find the book, and the pages in the book blank.
Yep, right. The rabbit kind of leaped off the page pretty much.
Yeah, like, oh, this book is blank. Like, ain't nothing here. What's going on?
Yep, and this is how they figured about Ghostwriter, or as they want to say, GW.
Right, and he wrote School in the Dust. Like, yo, Curtis like, yo, we just came from there. He's
Facts.
Like, how you ain't say that when we was there?
Yo, that shit got me annoyed. I'm like, damn, y'all got these niggas going back and forth.
I tell you, Ghostwriter just fucking with him.
Yeah, yo, whoever this ghost is, they like, nah, I'm gonna fuck with these kids for a bit.
So we get back to the school, and son got 2 rolls of toilet paper.
I was like, yo, this motherfucker talking about rolling out the white carpet. I was like, ew.
Right? I'm like, oh, but we gonna go down the T road, and it leads them to the auditorium, and then son, they see the rabbit. He done set up something, whole little tea party type setup.
Yep, the rabbit creates tea time, and this is where we get an introduction to the friggin' Mad Hatter.
Did not need.
He was something else. And when the Mad Hatter shows up, that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
So my final impression was, alright, not gonna lie, some changes around had me like, but flavor's still intact. We definitely still got a group full of different varying people here. But elements of taking characters off the book pages caught me completely off guard, because that was different from what we was introduction into the other show. Like, I felt like this show was going a certain path, but then when the animated creatures started to show up, I was like, oh, alright, this started off completely different.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At first I was a little skeptical, but I'm like, by the end of the episode, I was like, okay.
It's interesting.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Yep. So shifting focus in that. Caught me off guard, but a cool off guard. It's definitely trying to make its mark in that way.
So it was doing its thing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, respect for that. So we can step into Ghost in Wonderland Part 2.
Right, so Ghost Wonderland Part 2.
Yep. So we shift straight into the episode.
Yep. They're like, yeah, we back in this bookstore.
Yep.
Curtis is still like, yeah.
Yep. And then when we get straight into the episode, we got Donna right off the bat. Donna pressing the hell out of Mad Hatter when he speaks straight in the riddles.
Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, what's good?
Yeah. He bugs them all out, and then he has them all sit down for tea time.
Right? Son, I'm down for tea time. I'm like, really, bro? Freaking Mad Hatter. And then
Mad Hatter already started to get me a bit hot because he already like was already having issues with the black girl's hair, and I was like, I dog, I dog.
Yeah, man, how you was doing the most.
Yeah, he speaks of escaping the queen, and the rabbit started getting nervous as fuck.
Yeah, son, man, I'm trying to get out of here, man. I ain't with no off with the head stuff, but listen,
fact, like I'm not fucking with whatever the hell they going down with. But the rabbit was like, nah, I gotta save my life.
Yeah, the man, and then son started going crazy. He started jumping on the table. He took Curtis's paper and started jumping on the table.
Yep, he messing all about and shit like that. He even tricking the rabbit. He got that man. He gaslighting the rabbit, make him think, yo, go drink up your tea, bro. And he like, but just drink it. He's like, no, you didn't. Look at that. That cup is filled. The kids is catching him through his bullshit. He's like, nah, he playing you. Like, shut up.
Right, and then after all that little nonsense, we get the intro.
Yep, opening plays, same vibes as before.
Right, like, okay, Ghostwriter. Then back on it, we see, of course, we see the principal.
I told you, wherever the hell these kids go, principal just popping up like she got the superhero throughout the school. So now the crew got to clean up all this mess that was put out by the ghosts themselves coming out the book. Matt had them messed up everything, stole fucking sweets from all the shit that they was putting together in the school.
Right.
So they all in trouble for that shit.
Oh yeah, they in big time trouble at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Principal's like, yeah, in my office.
So we got Curtis, who's also he's scoping out the book from online pretty much, and they check out the story. They realize they need to read the story to find out what the hell is going on, because they have not read the stories before, so they don't understand these characters.
I was like, how you not read the story?
I guess this was not part of their curriculum, so I guess they didn't follow up on this story from beforehand. So that's why they kind of out of the loop.
So then they're back talking about it, yo. They're reading up on the story. They're like, oh, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, they trying to figure out why the ghost is using this book specifically, and they realize it only communicates through written word.
Yep, they figured that out.
So in the middle of this shit, we got Donna and Curtis going off and bickering. They doing the back and forth, brother and sister thing.
Yep, he tells her, like, yo, go home.
Yep, and Donna ends up following the rabbit back to school, trying to get home.
Right.
And then in the midst of that, Donna heard a voice, like a small voice that's going around, and she peeped who that is, and that's how we get our introduction to the character of Alice, pretty much. She's kind of in the small form.
Yep, and so she used the fan to shrink herself down.
Yeah, but then what Alice was trying to tell her was that she used the fan, but she don't know how to turn back big. So now they both stuck very small now.
Yep, very tiny.
Yeah.
Mind you, her phone, man, stay the same size.
Technology, I guess. I don't know.
Man, I'm like, wow.
So we got the group minus Donna. Let's go back into the bookstore, and the Ghostwriter speaks to them about Donna.
Yep, he's like, Donna. He's like, bruh.
What the fuck y'all talking about? What's wrong with Donna?
Like, you need to go save Donna. That's what.
Yeah. So the group is together, and they figure, yo, let's call Donna. And in the midst of Donna and Alice talking, they got the shook of what feels like an earthquake, which is just her cell phone ringing.
Yep. And then the next thing you know, we see the principal again. Bring that ass. Yep. Let's go. Yeah.
So the group, this is where youthful energy and new technology come into this situation, because the group uses Find My Phone app to find where Donna's at, and the Curtis shows up to the school, and Curtis almost accidentally stomps on them for being so small, because he don't realize they're on the ground. So they kind of go through that struggle, and then they're going through the potted plants and messing about with that shit. And that's when, once again, principal with the fucking superpowers at this point catches them again, and the characters are sent. The characters are all sent to the office, and when they go into the office, that's when we find the queen standing there, and that's a whole awkward situation with that shit too.
Right? Yeah, the principal was like, what happened?
I like the vibes of that. The queen was sitting in the principal's chair until the principal comes around to sit in her chair, and then the queen decided to get up, because I was in the mindset of like, if she sat on the queen, would that be like ghost vibes and shit like that? Like, would she be able to move, or like what's going on with that?
That's a good question. Maybe she sat there like, oh, hail the queen.
Facts. The queen would have been pissed off, like, oh, who this girl sitting on me and shit.
Yeah. While Ruben is having his little therapy session there, we
100%.
We also see Alice and Donna have a heart to heart about siblings.
Yeah, Queen finna press them all already with their heads already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but in the midst, Donna definitely confides in Alice due to her admiration for her brother and stuff like that, and Alice trying to work her way through that. Queen, every sentence of the queen, she dying for someone's head to come off.
Yeah, for real. And so Ruben done did his whole spiel, and then the principal was like, you know what? Here's what we gonna do. here's what we gonna do. Like, based on what was going on and everything's like, you're gonna get detention.
I fucked with this scene because Ruben out front took all the blame and explains his issue going on, and the principal actually showed herself here. Instead of being at the wrong place at the wrong time every time these kids is in a situation, the principal, which I don't see this rarely, but the principal took some blame onto herself about not helping Ruben kind of fit in, and that was kind of the situation that started this episode, where the principal was just yelling at him for being out in the hall instead of asking what the hell's going on. So it shows the principal did care about the kids, so she gave them slight detention. And Ruben's speech was so moving that it affected even the queen, which was kind of funny on that shit.
Oh, definitely in that point, and the fact that Siobhan and Curtis said, "Yo, nah, we gonna detain too."
Yeah, so it established they friendships, and they in a unit here because Ruben was talking all that shit about like not having friends, hard to make friends, so they kind of in this unit together.
Yep, and the principal was like, "Listen, if someone ain't got friends, look like you got two right here. So what's up?"
There we go. And then while they was walking, the queen started sounding like she was something out of Steven Universe, because she was unpacking all her trauma. Yo, the shit had me dying when the queen was talking about how her mother traded her in a game of Go Fish. That shit had me rolling.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, the queen was going through it.
The queen was going through it. She was like, I ain't even want to be here. I want to go home. I was like, oh shit.
Like, I miss my I miss the diamonds. I miss spades. She was like, listen,
the whole shit. So they eventually find Donna and Alice with the rabbit's help, because he knew exactly where they was at.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. And they find the cupcake to bring them back to normal. They both eat it, and they grow the size on top of that table.
Yep. So they back. They're like, yo, we back. All right, bet.
And then they figure a plan to send everybody back home. Pretty much. I said they touched the book like Space Jam and got transferred back in, and all the words of the pages are back.
Yep. They got that Larigo special.
Yeah, it was Larigo meets Space Jam. Transfer your energy back into this book and hop back into that shit.
Right. And so they all like, all right, yo, I guess the mystery's over. We done. Out of here.
Yeah.
Over.
Donna and Curtis leaves, and Ruben and Siobhan have a heart-to-heart.
Right. And just when they thought it was safe to leave, pull back in.
Yeah. Ruben in the middle of this shows his growth from the first episode all the way to the second episode already, because he talking about it's not my grandpa, it's not our grandpa. They talking about the books have a meaning to them, and the theory floats around that since they was talking about this whole couple episodes, they was talking about grandpa, Mrs. Grandma, and stuff like that, and grandma had passed away and stuff like that. They have a theory that they think that grandma might be the ghostwriter that was messing with them.
Yeah, and I was like, And then we see on the typewriter, just typed up and typed, help me.
Yep, and that ends off the episode.
Yes.
So I said the final impressions is this show has impressed me actually low key with the way it's tackling emotions and the resolution of their situations in about 2 episodes. Was nice and concise. It maximized the time, and the cliffhanger of Help Me giving that cliffhanger of them going on a typewriter and typing out Help Me gave me vibes of the first freak out that happened in the original episode.
Oh, definitely. So like I said, originally I wanted to fin, but as we got through these 2 episodes, I'm like, hey, it's that.
I'm not gonna lie, it low key impressed me with the shit that there was tackling.
I was pleasantly surprised with how pacing went. I was surprised how they were building up the mystery, and I enjoyed it. I went in was like, oh, here we go with another reboot.
I definitely felt the same way, and then the way they were starting to tackle things, especially like emotional breaks and stuff like that. I like Siobhan's character of trying to be a therapist and actually testing that shit out with Grandpa. Actually, like I like the way how she was talking about how she created her own story about, you know, her parents not wanting the dessert, only to bring it over just so it could remind Grandpa of Grandma, and having him actually talk it out, because he wasn't talking to anybody about losing his wife of many years, so she was trying to work that out with him. I was like, that's pretty intricate for a couple of middle schoolers.
Yeah, and like I said, so that I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Ruben actually like admitting all the situations that was going on and all the situations that was happening to him. The principal actually giving a damn and realizing her faults and all of this shit. Like, I was like, this definitely proves that this is a different generation, because a lot of people is tackling a lot of trauma going on here.
Yeah, for real.
Hell, even what was it? Even Donna and Curtis situation where Alice was talking about why the parents focus more on Curtis and Donna's support, and she feeling like left out because she the young one and not given so much attention. Like, that was good. Curtis low key lying to the group to save face and shit like that after being embarrassed and getting taken off the like these kids is good. I like how they tackled all team members and stuff like that. They some interesting kids. They definitely some interesting kids.
Yeah, for real. I'm liking the characters so far. Yep. I enjoy what they're doing with the story, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I wasn't going in thinking, oh, this was gonna be good. Turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They definitely impressed me with this, and this is coming from a person that didn't know that much about either series. So going into this, I found the joy in the goods of the classic and the heart that belongs to the reboot. So in my notes on the actual retrospective that divides the two, I said the shows both have a hint of flavor and does well to hook you on the mysteries for sure. I think where one is more straightforward educational, like the PBS showing things on the wall and following along, I said the new one gives me story mixed in with deep meanings. So that's where I say with the Are You Afraid of the Dark style storytelling. So that's the basis on that.
Yeah, so like I said, while my heart belongs with the original, I rocks with this. I rocks with the reboot.
That's important because I mean, if we can show you something that shows off like the flavor of the original, the diversity that's going down, it shows the changing of the times where people can talk more about mental health and how this all mixed together and stuff like that, and then it keeps its flavor and it's worthy of the name Ghostwriter. And in a reboot sense, this is kind of like what you would want.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they mix a story here. I'm curious to know who letting these things out of these books.
Yeah, I mean the Ghostwriter is using these books for a reason because it tells like stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like who letting them out? Ghostwriters, you doing that? Are you just effing with these kids?
I mean, they said Ghostwriter was kind of doing it, but it was doing it for a reason to like show them something. But I mean, that's kind of the mystery that follows them, because it's like, why are you doing this?
Exactly. What is your end game? That's part of the mystery. That's what gets hooked.
That's what I give respect about with both series. They both know how to pull you back for the following week.
They're like, what are you really doing? What are you up?
Yeah, what's your angle at all?
Like, what was with that crooked picture?
Facts. And if you grandma, why you fucking with me so much? Like, grandma, why you having me spill shit and throwing chairs in front of me and shit?
Right? But like I said, all good. Both this and the reboot, all good.
Definitely came in this with a fresh mind for both, and I ended up thoroughly enjoying both for sure.
Nah, same here. I enjoyed the OG, of course. And like I said, the reboot surprised me because I wasn't expecting it to be good.
Yeah, I mean, we do these retrospectives a bit here and there, and this is a shocking where both of them gets a thumbs up.
Yeah,
we usually do these retrospective, and one of them falls by the wayside, but this one was actually thoroughly enjoyable for both.
Yep, they kept the spirit of the original show, and they modernized it, brought it up.
Yep,
and I'm happy with the price so far. So
yay! Yeah, so big ups from us. Big ups from us. So in fashion with the story, we gonna close the book on Ghostwriter retrospective. That's us on the classic and reboot. Speaking forward for our preview for the next review episode, we're gonna be doing a little special. This is a mixture of Down with BMP, Black More for Power, and I say for this one we're going into the anime Sentai kind of realm of BMP. We're gonna be talking about the anime that had just finished the season beforehand, but it's in line of Sentai just in general. So we're gonna do Love After World Domination special. We're just gonna be tackling episode 1 and 2. It's an anime off the Sentai vibes pretty much.
Is Alpha 6 in it?
No, not at all. Not at all. No 6 was present in the making of this production. Maybe a Zordon-esque person, but no 6 involved.
Yo.
No.
Oh man.
Absolutely not.
That's your Ghostwriter. Like, oh no, we not yet.
Yeah, That's not following, and no Gosei either.
Oh, please don't Gosei.
No Gosei branded products in this.
Please, no,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Six. No Troys, no Goseis.
Oh man.
Nah, no following that. But we gonna be doing that for the next review episode. So just as a know how to let y'all all know, you got an email set up as usual. You got any comments, concerns, or anything else, you can chat with us at blerdbynature@gmail.com. Facebook and Instagram at Blerd By Nature. Twitter at Blerd By Nature. Nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yep. And we working all around for a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the backlog. We're gonna get out to the masses as we start to fix back our hopping back from the couple of weeks of Vibe Guys that have been here and there. We're gonna get y'all the content. We finally back on our stuff. Do you have any last notes before I hit the outro, co-host?
No, not tonight. Just continued content will be coming. If all goes well, the first Vault episode will release at some point towards the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Got that worked out, and then we got that situation. So we gonna have new stuff coming at y'all all around. We got some adventuring to do tomorrow.
Yes.
So we going out Blerd by adventuring. We can chop that up, and if you follow us on our social medias, we gonna have adventures in full display. Yep. So should I hit the outro now?
Hit away.
All right. Thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow,
and this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd by Nature Podcast.
Till next time, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Peace.